Hey travelers, we're in Wilmington, North Carolina. Right now we're at the Cape Fear Museum. We're going to go inside, but we might go more places here in Wilmington, so stay tuned. This is a reproduction of a giant ground sloth. So toothed. And this is the claw. From the skull. That's a big head. Well, where is Cape Fear? Well, yesterday at the Fireman's Museum, he talked about how there wasn't many ports in North Carolina. Well, Cape Fear is one of them. That and Moorhead is one of the few. Humans have called the Cape Fear region home for more than 10,000 years, since 8000 BCE. Here's some proof of that. There's a spearhead from 10,000 BCE, and there's a spearhead from 8,000 BCE. And here's some pipes from around the time. I wonder what they were smoking. Blaze it. Archaeologists must be good at puzzles. Something's not right. They don't seem to lift something. It's like it's not all the way, that's why I'm trying to confuse it.
Maybe we don't have it.
It could be missing, yeah, because this one's missing pieces. Even the one in the picture over here, missing. Oh. We tried. We got it most of the way. This stuff here would be the stuff they'd have at the beginning of the Tryon Palace. So about that time. So if you watched the downtown New Bern video, the pine tar thing in the History Center, it's pretty thick. So I think it's a lot harder than that mini game we were doing. Here's a piece of 8. 1793 copper penny. I'll zoom in on a piece of 8 too. New York copper penny, 1787. Oh. Irish copper halfpenny, 1723. Irish copper, 1681. And a North Carolina $5 note, 1778. So I'm gonna feel some deer hide. Never petted deer before. Some beaver fur. Some Indian corn. Flaxseed. Reeds. I like the reeds. And a ham hock. And spun the wheel. We're gonna see which side we're on. "30 minutes later." I don't think it's meant to be spun. Oh, here it goes. Don't stop it. I'm a Wilmington lawyer. What is a lawyer? Wilmington lawyer. I better call Saul. Here is a model of what Wilmington was like in the 1830s. This is the Iron Hope, a Confederate battleship they hoped would break through the blockade. Here's a depiction of the turpentine distillery. Let's see if I can get back. So like the stuff we were making by scraping the pine tar. Here's the overhead view of the Wilmington model I showed you earlier. Here is a model of the Battle of Fort Fisher. The Union soldiers attacked it twice. The first time was unsuccessful, but the second time they won. And they took Fort Fisher, the Union did.
Largest city and home to a thriving African-American middle class, would become the site of the only violent overthrow of a city government in the history of our country. In the 1890s, African-American elected officials, along with church and business leaders, played a role in shaping the life of the city. Across the state, populists had joined with Republicans, black and white, in a fusion movement to defeat candidates of the predominantly white Democratic Party. The new fusion government advanced a more democratic system, allowing all men to participate fully in elections and to serve in political positions both locally and statewide. In Wilmington, the movement helped put fusionist candidates in office, where they reversed measures that once assured white Democrats perpetual control of the city. Democrats fought back, vowing to end what they termed Negro domination. As the elections of 1898 drew near, Wilmington became a flashpoint. Democrats believed they had to win in Wilmington if their white supremacy campaign was to succeed. Racial tension escalated when the Daily Record published an editorial by owner and editor Alex Manley. Responding to a speech by Rebecca Felton, a white Georgian who advocated lynching to protect white women from black men, Manley argued that white men had been pursuing relationships with black women for generations, and that some white women chose to be with black men. The white response was furious. Events in Wilmington soon turned violent. The day before the election, Wilmington Democrat Alfred Moore Waddell delivered a public threat.
If you find the Negro out voting, tell him to leave. If he refuses, shoot him down in his tracks. We shall win tomorrow if we have to do it with guns.
On election day, threats and intimidation by whites suppressed the black vote. Democrats won posts in Wilmington and also regained control of the state legislature. In Wilmington, prominent white leaders made the most of their political victory. Though the next election for the mayor and the board of aldermen was still months away, these men decided not to wait. They intended to purge the city government of black leaders and any support for black leadership. They gathered at the courthouse to announce a white declaration of independence.
We do hereby declare that we will no longer be ruled and will never again be ruled by men of African origin.
Among the requirements was that Alex Manley stop printing his newspaper and leave the city. To enforce their demands, the white men established a committee of 25, led by Waddell. They demanded a response from black leaders by 7:30 the next morning. African-American leaders quickly drafted a response intended to keep peace. The response did not reach Waddell by the appointed hour. He joined a gathering crowd at the Wilmington Light Infantry Armory, where shouts rose for a march on the Daily Record office. Waddell, a former Confederate officer, organized and led the march military style. The crowd grew into a mob, over 1,000 strong, and unleashed its fury, destroying the press and burning the newspaper building. About 11 a.m., shots rang out at 4th and Harnett. As one observer put it, hell jolted loose. The shooting erupted into a running firefight in the streets, moving deep into the African-American community. White leaders deployed the Wilmington Light Infantry to restore order. That afternoon, Waddell joined other white leaders and some 200 armed men at City Hall to force the resignation of the mayor and board of aldermen. They installed a new board with Waddell as mayor. These actions constituted an armed overthrow of a legally elected government, the only coup d'etat on record in the United States.
Transportation technologies changed how people moved around the city. So 1910, there was horse and carriage. Also 1910, there was early cars and the trolley. 1920s automobile, a little more advanced. Bus era, 1940s. Cars, 50s. Cars in the 80s. And then 2012. Here's some polio vaccine cards. Smallpox. Some smoking paraphernalia for tobacco. Yeah. So yesterday they talked about the trumpets as how firemen communicated over long distances. Now they have walkie-talkies. It's a little more effective.
Around, and these were all around the different neighborhoods. You had a fire, you were running out your game box and hold it, and it has a number which is 15. That it will do like Morse code and send it to the main box, and they know to go to 60, the number 15.
And we learned about that yesterday at the Firemen's Museum in New Bern. Is that below your waist?
Yeah.
I think you get to punch everyone who watches this video. I got 20. I did more than 20, right? Here's the upstairs view of the sloth. Just for a size comparison. So someone who's from the area, Michael Jordan. So Michael Jordan stuff, his shoes. What does it do?
It's not shocking, it's breaking the circuit.
Oh. So you're like powering it.
Yeah.
You can do it with two people?
Yeah, you touch that door.
Alright. It's not doing anything.
Shit, so. There you go.
I did it for a second.
Oh no, I'll do it again.
Maybe I'm not electric. I'm not human.
Maybe the rubber sole issues. It's usually the right button too. Because you only get 60 seconds. Oh. Okay. Reset. This thing is hard. You want to try it?
Not really. Okay.
No,
Yeah,
no,
I'll do
you
it.
don't have to.
I'll do it. It's hard to try and figure it out.
Okay.
My favorite animal, the swamp puppy. Feed me, Seymour. And they glow in the dark. There's the battleship North Carolina. Went to this candy shop up here. We got a Martian soda. It's not very good. I don't even know what that flavor is.
Show her where what she's looking
Kumquat flavor. So I don't know what kumquats have to do with aliens.
Rank it out of 10.
So that's like a 4.5 out of 10.
Okay.
So travelers, that was our trip to Wilmington, North Carolina. I hope you enjoyed it. I had fun. It was mostly the Cape Fear Museum, but we did some other stuff too. So like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye.